Just want to chill and smoke some lie. Get hit from my 745. You drive me crazy, show to ya. Need to see you and feel you next to me. Shout out to 50 Cent, Curtis Jack. Man, that Get Rich or Die Trying album was... It still slaps. It still slaps. Yo, I can't wait, man. Backspin. That's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to really hit 1990. Had a busy day. Welcome. If you're just now joining us here at App Stupid, it's your boy Big Vern. We talked about the hate for USA basketball amongst some sports writers and why I felt like that was un-American. Then we pivoted, went straight to the National Football League and tried to manage the expectations of Chicago Bear fans. And then we talked some phenom alert. And this is where we highlight kids on their way to college, but this guy still has another year in high school left. Mr. Faison Brandon, five-star quarterback, has already committed to the University of Tennessee. So shout out to the Tennessee Volunteers for getting an absolute monster. Can't wait to see what that guy does when he puts up those freakish numbers in Rocky Top. So we went from there. Now we're going to stay in college football. And there was a story in Yahoo Sports, and Nick Bromberg, he went ahead and posed a question about coaches that are on the hot seat and that could be fired. And I just want to say, some of them, okay. Some of them, I was like, yo, homie should have been fired. We'll get back into that when we come back from a quick message from the things going on here at App Stupid. Drop the spot. Vern TV. Shout out to everybody who's rocking with App Stupid. Thank you for following us, making us your number one choice for hip hop and sports entertainment. Don't forget we got Backspin. Backspin is where we cover hip hop albums from 1989 all the way up to current. Also, coming soon, we have Comics Corner. Comics Corner is where we sit down and we talk to comedians about the culture of comedy, what's going on, and the do's and don'ts when you try to get booked. Then we got Vern Unplugged, and that's exclusively on SoundCloud. So if you haven't added me to your SoundCloud, you may want to do so, because that's always going to be a great listen. As always, many more things to come from Vern.VernTV. Peace. All right, so yeah, really excited. Vern.VernTV. We keep on rocking. All right, Nick Bromberg. Now, you all know we have our favorites here at App Stupid, aka The Pit. We like Nick. We also like Jasmine Wimbush, Doug Samuels, and Football Scoop. They're the fan faves. So anytime something comes across the desk with his name on it, I'm just like, okay, I'll give it a look over. But let's just start with some people who could be fired. Baylor and Dave Aranda. Now, it's been a roller coaster ride in Waco since Aranda became the team's head coach. Following a 2-win season in 2020, Baylor made the biggest improvement in the country and went 12-2 in 2021. But the Bears won 6 fewer games in 2022 and then dropped to 3-9 in 2023. Yeah, homie should have been axed last year. So I can see that. I can go ahead and concede right there. Miami and Mario Cristobal. I told people when they were old, Barry Switzer, that was a very popular segment when he was saying that Deion wasn't tied to anything and Deion might move on once his son and a couple other kids he was close to moved through the program. I was saying that there's only 2 options of schools that Deion would go to that would fit his personality, and that would be Florida State, but Mike Norvell, he's the king down there. So that guy just went undefeated and won the ACC and got snubbed into getting into the national championship picture. But he like I said, he just knows how to win. that guy can flat out coach. He's not going anywhere anytime soon. The only other place would have been Miami, and they would fit the circus for Deion Sanders. It's a perfect storm for disaster. But again, let's get back into the piece. Mario Cristobal out of Miami, and it's hard to forget Cristobal's decision to run the ball and late against Georgia Tech in 2023. The Hurricanes lost 23-20. The Yellow Jackets, and that happened on October the 7th. After Miami running back Donald Chaney Jr. fumbled on a run play when the team should have simply been taking a knee to run the clock out. After the game, Cristobal admitted that Miami should have taken a knee. Then why didn't you do it? Yeah, if he doesn't turn it around this year, then he's gone. He's gone. And I don't think that Miami is in a position this year with the new way that the ACC is restructured, bringing in SMU and bringing in some other teams. I don't think that this isn't going to fare well for Mr. Cristobal. Now, he may prove me wrong, but yeah, he's one I can agree with. I can concede on that. Ryan Day from Ohio State. Yeah, it's basically national championship or unemployment. There is no wiggle room in that one. $22 million in NIL, nothing but 4- and 5-star athletes walking around Columbus. And Chip Kelly, you got a sitting head coach to leave UCLA and become an offensive coordinator. Yeah, it's championship or fired. We'll get more into this when we come back from a quick 20 from an unofficial sponsor of the show. This is Big Vern. Drop the spot. Burger King. BK, have it your way because you rule. Order online, download the app, or visit your good folks at your local Burger King. BK all day because you rule. So getting back into the piece, he talked about Kalen DeBoer down in Alabama. I'm not buying that one. And he said the biggest question may be about the defense and its transition from a Saban system to one led by the former South Alabama coach, Kane Wommack. Now, Kane Wommack, we talked about him coming and how I was like, Dober's a good coach. Not going to sit up here and say he's not. However, you have other coaches that he bought in that I was like, yeah, I don't know. And then we'll have a good idea of where Alabama stands after September the 28th at home against Georgia. Yikes. Kirby Smart is playing no games. Georgia's loaded to the gills for this year and next year. Shout out to them. There's an inherent pressure succeeding the greatest coach in modern college football history. Jack, circle jerk. I don't like Nick Saban. In a tough conference that's gotten a lot tougher with the rivals of Oklahoma and Texas. Again, I'm not sure I'm buying that one. I mean, they're not going to fire a guy after 1 year. They're going to wait and see. Yeah, it's too early, man. It's too early. Nick, you got to stay down on that one. Stand down. Kirk Ferentz from Iowa, yeah. Captain Kirk of Iowa Falls. Yeah, he's in the Big 12. Him getting 14 points a game and going to the championship game every year, that's not going to cut it. That's not going to cut it. We've talked about that at ad nauseum. After ranking number 99 in points per game in 2021, Iowa is now 123 in points per game in 2022 before scoring 15.4 points per game and only outscoring Kent State in 2023. Yeah, and that guy's done that for 20-something years. That guy's done that for 20-something years. Iowa has always been a force to reckon with, but it's slow and it's tiresome and it's just a defensive struggle. They don't put up a lot of points. Yeah, if he doesn't turn this around, they're going to get rid of him. Lane Kiffin. You know what? I will say this. Now that they've changed the format and how to get into the college playoff, you've got teams out there like Ole Miss. You've got teams out there like Penn State. You've got a lot of teams out there saying, okay, under the old format where it was just 4, we were always on the outside looking in. To quote the great theologian scholar Antonio Tarver, what's your excuse now, Roy? If you all don't make it now, what's the excuse going to be? What's the excuse going to be? Because Lane Kiffin is the number one guy out of the transfer portal. He's able to go ahead and get guys to come in that were at other storied programs. And now, if you don't win, what now? You can't sit here and say, oh, we didn't get in because of XYZ. It's set up for the SEC to have more than 2 teams in that playoff system. It's set up for the Big Ten to have more than 2 teams in that playoff system. The ACC is going to put people in that playoff system. The Big 12 is going to put people in that playoff system. So is it something to say you got there? Okay. And if we're saying if you have to get into the playoff, then that's enough to save your job. That's one thing. But if you don't win at all, you're fired. The only person on that list is Ryan Day. These other guys, Kirk Ferentz, Captain Kirk. They even made fun of this dude's son for running a bad offense and humiliated him contract-wise. We covered that. I know a lot of people are like, why'd you cover Iowa Hawkeyes? Because it's sports. But in that same turn of the coin, the only person on this list, if they don't win it all, the national championship, the Big Ten, if they don't win any of that, he's done. And that's Ryan Day. There's no wiggle room for him. The rest of these guys, Dave Aranda, yeah, you can fire him in Butler. He should have been fired last year. However, the rest of these guys don't have that kind of pressure. And I'm not going to sit up here and do that to Lane. Not going to sit up here and do that to Kalen. Yeah, no, not going to do that. No, we're not doing that. But that's the show. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for making us the number one choice for your sports and entertainment. We're going to go ahead and close this out. We'll be back Wednesday. This your boy, Big Vern. Drop the spot.